All right, my 52 MG replica update number 5, I think it is. As you can see, the motor is back from the shop, all rebuilt. New pistons, jugs, rings, new belt, plugs, wires, points and condenser. All painted up to look pretty. There's the new jugs right there. New push rod tubes. I got it back. I installed a new clutch, pressure plate, and throwout bearing will go in when I put it back in. Around to the front of the car. Brakes are in. Tie rod ends are in. Ball joints are in. I had trouble with that bar right there. When I broke the nut loose here, I think I broke this locking ring right there. So they weren't that expensive, so I think it was 25 bucks. So I bought a new one and put that on. It's just easier. The other one's rusted, and matter of fact, there it is right there. You know, rusted, and I couldn't get that to move there anyway, so it's just better this way. The only other trouble I have, I put this tie rod end in right here, this inner, but it sits down into the hole here, but it sits down too far and it won't tighten up. The nut bottoms out right there. The nut bottoms out right there. So I'm thinking I got the wrong one, so I'm gonna get another one for that. I torqued the backing plate bolts to what they're expected to be. It was 36 pounds per square inch, so I torqued them down. I got the new drums right here. The ones I bought, I double bought rears instead of buying a set of fronts. So I sent that back the other day. Just getting over a little bit of a cold. What else has been done? Ball joints, like I said. I'm getting seals for the front. They should be here on Monday. So I'll put the new races and wheel bearings and seals in the front drums, put them back on, then I can put the tires back on. While I was at Bulkville, Pierce Auto, they did the motor, if you remember from my previous videos. He said that the reason that the heads and there's rebuilt heads on it too, the reason that the jugs went bad and the pistons went bad is there was no engine tin around here keeping the exhaust heat from coming back up and getting drawn back in to the fan here and getting blown back down on to the heads. So what he said was that I could, because I showed him what the back looks like where the engine sits in. And he said what I could do where the fan is, I can come through the back seat wall there and make a hole and put like a pipe on here and maybe fit it where it looks like a speaker, a grill cover. That'll give it fresh air coming in to the motor and cool air blowing down onto the heads. And then take the exhaust and put like maybe a wire wheel hubcap on there. Cut the center of it out there, and maybe put a wire wheel hubcap on there. That'll let the heat escape out and still draw in cool air from back there down onto the engine and keep the heads and the jugs and everything else cool. A little more update on the gas tank here, or the gas tank, and this 2x4 that runs here. A buddy of mine was over the other day who's cutting out the dash, and we came up with an idea, maybe putting a 1x2 piece of aluminum in there, and the hood on this side, because it's a two-piece hood right there, made out of a bathtub, I might add. And the guy did a real good job with that. So on them hinges right there, on the underside of them, come down with a bracket that looks like that, so that when the hood goes on to the 1x2 that goes there, it kind of hooks in like that, and then I'll have hood latches there and there. That'll hold this side down secure. And then the hinges hook into each other, so the other side I can have hood tie downs also on that side, and that'll be the side that I put fuel in the tank with. So that's a pretty good idea. I think I'm going to do that. Got to go on Amazon, see if I can find some 1x2 aluminum tubing. I ordered new lights for here. They came yesterday? Yeah, yesterday, I think, on Friday. They're in the pile with my other parts. That's the only parts I got left over, other than the stereo and speakers over there in that box over there. Mechanically, it's coming along. I did get the Napoleon's hat for here. I've got a new master cylinder to go in there. I got new brake switches to go in there also. I can't do that until we get the Napoleon's hat in. That's going to be a couple weeks from now. And I've also got the new floor pan for the passenger side where the battery goes that's routed out. So we'll be putting that in also. What else? Anything else? No, I don't think so. I think I've got everything else covered. Oh, we got a piece of steel here, piece of metal right there underneath the never sees. That's going to go and cover that hole up, and probably cover that hole up. I'm going to run, I asked Pierce Auto if I could run the gas line down through the tunnel, and he said I could, as long as I kept it on the passenger side to keep it away from the shifting lever and the clutch cable and all that. So I'll be doing that. And then I can get this thing outside, pressure wash it off, grind off the Napoleon's hat and all the loose rust, to get that off of there. I've got some rust stuff coming. Hopefully that'll be here next week, that I can clean all that loose rust and whatever metal is looking rusty and prime it. And then I could paint the underside. I'll probably do pickup bed undercoating on it to keep the rust away from it. Other than that, I've got a wiring harness coming. I bought some switches for the dash, for the fog lights and interior lights. I bought some LED accent lights to go up under the dash after we put the plywood on there. And that'll give it a nice glow going down the road. My neighbor did find the seats for it. There's the back seat. However, the plywood is broke on that, so I'll get the material, I'll figure out the yardage that I need and pull that off and get the material and